We only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. And we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes. Cause you won't make it. No matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We only have one life to live. And we have to live it. Don't even stop on negative vibes. You won't make it, no matter what they say. We should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. The people that know, and like it's not get anyway. If you're not sure about this test, I want the whole world to confess. And we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live. And we gotta live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes. Won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We only have one life to live. To live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes. Won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life anyway. We all know time is running out every day. People that know that life is not like every play. If you're not sure about this test, I want the whole world to confess that we all should try to live our life the best way that we can. So I know we only have one life to live. We have to live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes. Won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life. Try to live a positive life anyway. Oh, yeah. We only have one life to live. And live it. Don't even strive on negative vibes. But you won't make it, no matter what they say. You should always try to live. All right, people. All right, let me turn off my music. That goes. That's. Let me stop that. I don't know what just happened. We just lost it. Well, we just lost it. Something just happened to my thing. Hold on. I know we're in retrograde, so I know we're acting up here.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I'll be searching high and low. Hold on 1 second. Love won't keep me back in this time. In love, I will have to live. What's happening here?
Can you hear me?
If you are currently unemployed,
oh, no, can't run away from me again. It was hard for me to find. Love can't hide away.
Having some difficulties, some technical difficulties. Hold on one second.
I know it's mine. Love is tender. Love is sweet. It dwells deep in my soul. And when you find it's true love, never let it go. Oh, love can't run away from me again.
Can you hear me?
Love can't hide away from me again. I'll be searching high and low.
Can you hear me?
Love won't keep me back in this time. In love, I will have to grow. All I can say to you, my praise, never let love go. Love can't run away from me again. It was hard for me to find. Love can't hide away from me. I found it, and now it's mine.
Okay, hold on one second.
Love is tender.
Love is sweet, it dwells deep in my soul. And when you find it's true love, never let it go. Never let love go. Let it go. Never let it go. Okay. All right. Let me test. What's up, Prince? What's happening, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up? Yeah. Can you hear me?
What's up? I can hear you now.
All right, that's cool.
Hold on. I gotta mute something. Hold on, let me mute this. Let me mute this other part. Let me mute that. Okay, can you hear me better now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
All right, what's up? First of all, let me let the family know. I see people are chiming in, and people are coming in. Welcome to another King Simon Presents special. This is a special. Believe me, this is a special. Those that was just with me on Brother Rich's channel, man, there's so many people texting me off of that. It's crazy. And I've been sending people over here. And big up to Tropical. She hit me up also, but big up to her. Now, first of all, just want to let you know what's coming up. This is King Simon from KingSimonProductions.eventbrite.com, KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. And when you want to find out what I'm doing in this world, all over the world, all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth, all you have to do is go to those websites or Google me, and I come up, bang, so hard and fast. So I'm just letting you know, family, that of course I got some major events coming up on March 22nd. I'm handling the vendors at the big debate that's coming up, the Double Impact Debate that's produced by Sonetta. March the 22nd, that's the spring equinox that day, and that's going to be at St. Francis College. And of course, Brother Jabari and versus Brother Garfield. Was Christianity stolen from ancient Kemet or Egypt? And then Captain Tazariak from the Hebrew Israelite nation going against Minister Dr. Vince Bantu, a Christian minister. Is Christianity good for our people? Is Christianity the white man's religion, etc., etc., etc.? So that's going to be happening on March the 22nd. That's 2002. And of course, vendors got to contact me. So make sure you text me your full name and date of birth at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. I'll say it slower at 347-496-1022. 022. Also in the month of April, bang, we got something big coming up with 2 days with Professor James Smalls. You know him from Hidden Colors series. He's a consultant of the Godfather of Harlem, and he will be doing a 2-day workshop with me. The first day on April 18th will be a private all-day African spirituality and spiritual connection, and how to use your African spirituality and apply it for this day and time. And that's going to be April the 18th. That's a Saturday, all day. Only 55 people are allowed at this secret location. Go to Eventbrite. That's King Simon Productions Eventbrite for that. And at Nicholas Brooklyn, we will be doing a 3-hour, not the all day like we're doing the day before, but on Sunday, April the 19th, we'll be in Nicholas Brooklyn at 1396 Fulton Street, right there off of New York and Brooklyn. And we're doing a 3-hour event, and that's a public event, so everybody's welcome to that. I think that's only $25. The all-day private one is $77. So you can come on out and enjoy 2 events, and if you're coming to both of them, guess what? You can get a discount if you're going to come through both of them, but you can't go to Eventbrite and buy that. You got to come through my Cash App or PayPal. And once you text me that you want to be at those 2 events, I will definitely send you the link to the Cash App and PayPal, and you'll be on my Cash App and PayPal RSVP list, and you'll be entering with Professor James Smalls. He bodyguard Malcolm X's sister for 18 years. He was the imam for Malcolm X's mosque after Malcolm X got transitioned and died. And of course, he's been around in the community teaching history for many, many years. So we're going to keep it moving. Now, today is a special night because I have a dear child of mine. As a matter of fact, this is my firstborn. You know what I'm saying? This is my firstborn. And I am proud of what he is doing. And as he's excelling in the business, he's doing wonderful work. I just want to find that promotion that he got coming up, because I know you're performing at Nicholas coming up with Ashe, right? You got something coming up. Yeah, I just want to make sure I got the flyer somewhere. I don't know where I put that. You got the flyer with you somewhere?
Yeah, so it's the chocolate experience, and
shout that
it
out.
starts at 7 p.m. At Nicholas Brooklyn. So so pretty much that's what I know. When I'm a feature, they're doing collaborations, dealing with duets and stuff like that there, and it starts at 7 p.m. Nicholas Brooklyn.
Well, I'm gonna try to make it out. And I am very proud of you, of course, because you've been doing your thing. I just want you to release something major, and I want people to just feel all of that energy when it comes out. It's time. It's that time. It's that cycle.
Aquarius Nation. You already know. Yeah.
Exactly. We're in that cycle. We in that cycle. And I am, and I'm elated that, of course, in your during your Earth Day, you celebrated your Earth Day in Africa.
Yes.
Where I have not been yet, but my father.
Soon come.
So yeah, soon come. Yeah, you're getting everything together. We're gonna manifest that. But my father's been there. Your grandfather's been there. Your cousin, one of your cousins on my mother's side, they've been there. And I think that was before we get into your music, I just want you to talk briefly or talk about that experience being at the Motherland in Ghana, Afrochella, all that good stuff. Please talk about that, please.
Okay, so yeah, it was I would say when I was on the plane, like coming in, because I flew into Turkey, and then from Turkey I was going towards Ghana. But during the flight from Turkey to Ghana, I mean, as soon as you crossed the plane, you felt some different. It's for me anyway. I can't also going towards the experience of other people, but for me, I felt something. I don't know what it was. It was a certain surge through my heart that hit and then went up to my brain. I don't know how to explain that, but it was an experience that I felt as we was crossing the plains into Africa. Pretty much throughout my process, because I was there for like 44 days, and I never been I never felt such a peace, I would say. I never been so calm, even during like minor stressful situations. It was a different feeling that I have yet to receive since, being in America and stuff like that. And it was surprising. It was surprising because it felt like there was something that, completed a particular piece of a puzzle that I needed in order to feel the way that I'm feeling now. And
Right.
yeah, it was different. I mean, from the air to the vibe to the sun, things was different. It just felt so much different. It felt so familiar, yet I never been there, and it wasn't a deja vu. And it really had me still feeling more so surreal because
Right.
yeah, it was just a lot to take in at once, and I'm still trying to understand what's going on. But I do know that there was peace. I received a piece that I've been needing just to understand how to create it on this side, and
Mm. That's what's so interesting about that, Prince, is that your grandfather, my father, he said when he went there, he experienced something hitting him. Did he tell you that experience? Did he ever tell you
right,
that?
right,
Got
right,
hit and he just started crying. It's something just took him, man. And it just goes to show you that the blood energy is there. The blood, our
right,
energy is there, especially in Ghana for a reason, because a lot of the Maroons from out of that part of Jamaica and Cuba and all that was coming from out because there's a lot of different different people from different parts of Africa that went through that whole dungeon and the whole door of no return and all that. And
mhm,
what's so interesting, I want to share this with you, is that I had a dream about my uncle, who is my father's brother. He
right,
transitioned years ago, but he came to me in a dream 5 years ago, and he said that the actor Michael Jai White was our relative. Right? He said he was right.
right,
He showed me Michael Jai White, and he showed me another guy, another brother. And what's so funny is that when I was younger, my father and my uncle had that built like the actor Michael Jai Wright, the martial artist, and plus both of them was in military, so they always had that training ability. But so interesting, last year Michael Jai White went to get his kingship in Ghana. So
right,
for my uncle to say that we have a blood or we related to him in the dream, and when he did that, I was like, I said, okay, I see the connection now.
right,
Because he looked, my uncle, your grand uncle, great uncle looked exactly like Michael Jai White, or Michael Jai White looked just like him. It's just that he's much more darker. My uncle was much more darker, looked just
right.
like Michael Jai White. So I see where it's happening. It's I know when I get there, it's gonna be crazy. So I probably don't want to come back home.
Nah, you're not. I mean, it's very serious. I mean, the people, it's a different vibe, man. You get to experience, a different type of hustle because of course, it's 5-1 right now, but yet Ghana is rising, and there's so many opportunities and ways to build there, and you feel like that once you get there that you can see yourself there, just based off of what some of the things that you can acquire as well as the things that you can bring there because they have a level of information and we have a level of information here to where if we merge it we can do bigger things and faster things just based off the aspect of all the opportunity that is there, as well as I'm sure in other countries of Africa as well. But I didn't get a chance to do too much because I was under the impression that at first when I went that I can go as fast as I want and I can move and get things done quickly. But
Right.
through the process, I was being slowed down and slowed down to like relax, chill. What
Exactly.
you rushing for? Because in all aspect, it takes more than a lifetime to really experience every part of Africa. And
Exactly.
for me, to be able to slow down and even be in the countryside of Winneba, where I was, as well as I've been in Timma and I was in Accra. But to be in the countryside, it really took me down some paces and some notches to adjust and look at myself as well as feel what was really happening because it's changing and I kind of understand or have a idea when it comes to Nipsey Hussle when he had went out to Africa and then he was there for like 3 months and then from time he came back it changed him. It gave him a certain piece that he needed that now he wanted to implement because he's seen it there, and I've seen some things and I've learned through, the process of staying there that, okay, I understand why a lot of, Easterners can come to the West and then make a vast amount of success and then go right back to their country and provide, because they have a certain mindset of community, of course, and as well as workmanship and hustle that allows them to, not only work with one another, but also be able to think about how can they benefit the next person that is in their circle.
Right.
So it was an amazing thing to see in that regards, because there are people that are working together on a continuous basis, even though they're coming out from different homes and they're coming out on the streets and selling, whether it's their plantain chips and their milks and all that stuff like that. They're hustling, but yet they're not trying to knock each other in the aspect that we see, over here in Americas.
Right.
So it was
So
a very powerful thing to experience, women carrying their babies, like 2 babies at a time, as well as holding a big basket on their head and
Right.
still trying to sell you something at the same time. It was amazing to see. And they're not just doing it from, for like 2 hours. They out in the hot sun all day. All day, like all day, yes, and making equivalent to like 5 cents for each bag of water that they were selling, or whether it's for the plantain chips that they were selling, they was only making 25 cents compared to our money, So it was amazing to see that their way of life and their ways of keeping themselves at bay and not allowing things to deter them from getting and achieving a particular goal. And these people are paying their children's schools off, and they're paying their homes off and things of that nature through these small what we call income. But in their essence, it's a different type of content. It's a different type of motivation. It's a different type of aspiration for life, which doesn't allow them to be binded by the small aspect of what we may see, but see the bigger picture.
Well, those that are just tuning in, welcome to King Simon Presents, and I'm speaking to Prince Emagine, an artist, a traveler, my son. This is the second son that I've spoken to on air, but this is actually my firstborn from my first wife, his beautiful moms. And what is so interesting is that he's taken on the artistry to another level, because his mother and I sang when we were younger. I don't know how far, I think, after I left the community, I think the mother kept on going in her own capacity. But when I actually left, I went up to number 5 on the reggae charts in New York, in Canada, and in Jamaica. So him taking on this musical journey and also going to Africa is also our dream too. Because she hasn't been to Africa yet, right? Your mother haven't been there.
No, she hasn't been either. No.
And I haven't been there either, but we will be there. I wouldn't be surprised if both
Exactly.
I wouldn't be surprised if both of us go there together. That would be funny.
I'm going back in November,
Yes,
so
sir.
I see the opportunities. I'm building with people. Right now I have at least 6 investors, and this is increasing as I talk and as I explain to people, like the feeling that I receive, and it's amazing. And I'm going back to get some land. I'm going back. There's no stopping that. In November I'll be back out there. So that's the beautiful part about it. And I'm excited because I get to see some brothers of mine and even sisters come through and experience it with me while we do something and move forward. So when 2023 comes in,
It'll be good.
There's a whole level of different mindsets and acquiring of things that been a dream, and now it's starting to come and starting to be come to a fruition, so.
Right.
Yes.
Let me shout out Sister Murs in the building.
Sister Murs, what's
Tropical is in the building. Miss Muhammad, what's up, Miss Muhammad? I know she was in Africa. I know you ran into her in Africa.
Yes.
That was good.
We went to Cape Coast.
Yeah, I went to Cape Coast. Tell us about that, because I've heard so much of it from Dr. Ben. I've heard it from Dr. Leonard Jeffries. I've heard it from Professor James Smalls. Of course, I would love to hear from my own bloodline here. How was that experience on the way, and then going through that door of no return and that castle that you had to go through and see?
Okay. On the way there, it was a pretty long journey, about 3 to 4 hours, depending on traffic. Coming from Accra. As we was approaching, getting closer to the Cape Coast Castle, again, I was with Tropical, one of the friends of the family.
Yes.
Yeah, it was, you see the waters, man. It's a beautiful sight in regards to, the landscape and all the water and stuff coming in, and the trees and the town that's there. As we was walking in, I would say, before I even went in, I said some prayers, because it's honoring the ancestors, and honoring people that was there before me, that that had to go through that particular process to see, for us to see what we see today.
Right.
But yeah, I said my prayers. Going in, we had a guide, and it was interesting, man. Like to look at the different ways that from the men into the women, man. Like even like how they had some of their head people, some of the white captives that was there and stuff, and how they used to.
Right.
It was just it was a real it's a lot to digest in that. It's a lot to digest, because I couldn't see myself, I would say, just being complacent with that, just saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and not find my way to get murdered or escape, because I couldn't see myself in it, and it was a sad thing to see, and it was a lot to digest. I didn't.
I think what it is, although I've not been there, you got to think about the mindset of slavery at that time.
Right.
And you got to think about men and women being threatened that their children might get killed by these slave masters, or their husband might get killed, or their wife might get killed. And what you would do, you would rather go into it and have your wife killed or your child killed. Now, there was some slaves in history that when they got to the shores of the Caribbeans or certain parts, they walked back into the ocean. They did not want to be enslaved. Some of them actually killed themselves and jumped off of during the travel. They jumped off of some of those slaves, it happened, or captives. Let me not say slave, because slaves come from Slavic. Captives, they was captivated, because these were people that came from a rich legacy, a rich history. They was captives and by these colonizers. So we never know what would happen at that point of time. But I see what you're saying. I see, because I don't feel that I would ever be a slave. But if I didn't do it, you wouldn't exist, or my children wouldn't exist up to this day. So that we got to also look at that. So we're happy that we made it through that transatlantic slave trade, and we're here today. So you can look back and go back and fix it. We got to go back.
That's true.
We got to go back. Yes,
that's true. And throughout the process of walking through the castle, I was making my offerings. I was dropping change, saying prayers, to those that did have to go through that particular process. And it angered me in some ways, because you see in routes of how they used to take the women and then bring them to the cabin, to where the masters and all that stuff was located at, to rape them and then bring them back down. So and then even through the process of the door of no return, right? It's a small door. It's a small door in the dark, and then it was a small exit to where they had to climb a ladder going down to go into the ship. So the whole time it was as if as every door they went through, it got smaller and smaller to again captivate the mind and subject the mind to a feeling of being trapped and not being able to go. As you walk through each door, it got smaller, and it was weird, man. It was weird, and it was a unsettling, I would say, feeling, because as yourself, as the things that we have to do to compromise, and then not understand why we compromising, but because we love our family members, or because we hope that there is an alternative to where we can maybe escape, an alternative where the people that was trying to enslave us was going to have some type of humane ideal of how to work with us in the process. But then to see it, it's again, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And then even through the process, we was with some, some white Europeans that was from like Dutch or something like that, and asking dumb questions, about, oh, why did this happen? We still trying to figure. This dude's writing a book trying to figure out why did this happen. I mean, what else reason would it happen for if it wasn't because that, yes, and you lacked a certain attribute and you seen it in someone else, so you figured that, how can I manipulate it to where it works for me? Simple as that. There's no why or no big explanation of why. You seen things that you liked in another character that you didn't have in yourself, and your insecurities fueled you to now push your anger towards, how can I manipulate it to where it wins for me, where I win. It's not a win-win situation. It's only where I win, and that's how they manipulated. It wasn't no factor of some big conspiracy of that this and this. It was a simple fact that we needed these particular people because of their attributes and their stance and how they moved in life, to now be able to use them to now do what we need to do to build our legacy and our empires and stuff like that, as they did, so.
And those that are just tuning in, please press the like button. Please press the like button, because when you do press the like button, it sends those algorithms up so people can view and more people can view. I see 18 people watching now. And also share the video. Share the video, because this young man has a motherland journey, which a lot of people his age or younger have not even traveled to motherland to experience such a great continent that everybody is exploiting at this time, from the Chinese to the Germans to the French to the Europeans, to every part of the world. As a matter of fact, some of y'all need to Google Africum.com. And if you Google Africum.com or Africum.org, you'll find how they're dicing up and slicing up Africa for their natural resources and all that, and why us as the Americas, or the children of these the slave trade, or children of the people that was taken over, should go back and fight and get our land back and deal with that and build that nation, because that is the biggest continent with all of the minerals, all of the stuff that we're using on the computer and the phone comes from out of Africa. So we need to, every time you see an iPhone or an Android and all that, it all comes out of Africa. So please share this video, and my son here is also a musician who taught himself how to play various instruments, and he's an excellent singer. So we're gonna go down that journey. But being in the motherland, Prince,
Right.
I know it's much more deeper. I can feel it, because even tears came to my eyes the way you was explaining it. But because I'm there feeling it, because there's a blood connection, I'm feeling it. And I felt it even with my father when he explained it. And I felt it with my cousin when he explained it. And I've dreamt about Kemet, I've dreamt about Africa. And when I did my DNA through AfricanAncestry.com, I do suggest people do that. They're the only one that does not sell your DNA. They destroy it. They make sure that they don't sell it. Even if the people are petitioning them to sell it or to buy it, they are the only one that has a legal ramification that says they will destroy all DNA after a certain amount of time, and they do not sell African. And it's African owned. It's Black owned African American ancestry, African ancestry. So please get the DNA. So I found out that my bloodline was of North Africa through my mother, from North Africa, the Berbers, all the way into conquering Europe. We conquered Europe. From my mother's side, we conquered Europe. And I'm saying this only because when I called African ancestry DNA, although they put on the certificate European, and then when I called them and they said, well, actually your family, they could not do, they only have a certain amount of years. The year in my bloodline went 45,000 years. So they couldn't really map it, but they know we started off in Africa and we was migrants and traveled into Europe. And I remember studying J.A. Rogers, a historian from out of Jamaica that was born September 6th. He wrote the book Sex and Races, which was a good book because he said that at one time the Africans ruled Europe, and so the Grimaldis and various other people for 45 to 50,000 years. before the so-called Caucasian man. So we've been there as ancient people long before. So when they said that, I wasn't surprised. And I said to myself, I'm not surprised by that because I know the history and I have the books on it. I have all the books on that stuff. I have that history. So it's so I realized that it's Northeast Africa, Canary Islands. That's where a lot of the descendants from my mother's side. My father's side, I didn't do that yet, but I'm glad that you're able to, from now your journey there and staying on the land and all that kind of stuff. Was the food different? How did the food taste? How was that different from American food? Put it like that.
Right. So yeah. So the food, I would say, yeah, they definitely had a big difference. You didn't see so many because the regular I would say this they still have your grocery stores and stuff like that sell MSG foods and this and this and that, all the different type of stuff. But when it comes to like your local foods, they have a different seasoning. They have different seasonings. You're not seeing the many vegetables or these different types of fruits that we're seeing here out there. Like they didn't know what kiwi was. They don't know a lot on plums. They look at those as rare fruits. But in regards to like soursop, you have plantains, you have yucca, you have mangoes and stuff like that. The soursop, I never ate the soursop fruit before, but eating it there, it was pretty nice. I liked it. I really liked it. I like the fact that you can go outside and say, okay, I want a banana. You can go outside and say, okay, if I want a papaya, I can have this papaya when it's ready and when it's right there in front of your face. The plant is ready right there to just pluck anytime you want it. And in certain areas they have mangoes, certain areas they have the avocado. But in regards to the taste, their seasonings are not the same. They use a lot of spices, and I love spicy food. And yeah, it was. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed some of the foods that was being cooked because before you go to Africa, they tell you, oh, don't eat local food, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat this. You're gonna get poisoned from this and get poisoned from that. And I'm like, wait a minute, why would I worry about this if you're getting poisoned out here in the States? You know what I mean? Like they got all this stuff from fluoride to metals to all these type of things in our food. Why would I worry about going to a country that is planted and rooted in within my bloodline and things of that nature, and fear what it has to provide for the DNA that I'm already attached to it there, so it didn't make any sense. And I even had Mod of the Fig Tree to help me understand, like, there's no reason to fear anything that that anything that may come or anything that is man-made, because we can see it through, we can visualize it, we can talk it out of out of this realm. If it came into our body, we can have it released through the power of visualization, through the power of word. And I wasn't fearful of it because I knew that I was in a place that was safe. I've never been so safe before in my life. I've never been so peaceful before in my life. So I didn't have anything to worry about when it came to eating the certain foods, because just like we have herbs in America, they have herbs in Africa that allows you to heal from whatever that you may have contracted while you're out there. So it's, I guess, in the planet knows exactly what it needs and where it needs it in the particular places.
That's interesting that you said that. Say it again. What you just said?
I said the food was delicious. I like the food. Out there I cooked more. Anyway, like I was out and I was eating here and there some lightly, but I was cooking more. I had more time to myself. I enjoyed the time to myself. I had way more time to myself to slow down and be cool, because out here I was rushing. Out here I was stressing. Out here I was in trying to dig into everything and move at a pace that wasn't mine. But when I got there, I received again a peace that allowed me to now take more time into the things that I wasn't doing when I was in the States.
Okay. Wow. That's
I appreciated it. I appreciated it more. I appreciate being in the heat. Like there was times I didn't have AC, and I'm like, I can take it, like, through the process, your body get adjusted to it. But the heat is hot, but it's like, as you, grow within that, doing your times there, it become a natural thing. So I
Right.
was trying to figure out how people was walking around with jeans and sweatshirts and stuff like that. They copying American, styles and stuff
Right.
like that. So these people got jumpsuits, hot
Yeah.
ass jumpsuits in the sun, and I'm trying to figure out how are you living right now because it's hot. It's too
Because
hot for that.
you control your body temperature. If you really argue,
Exactly.
you
Right. So it was amazing to see these people not passing out, but yet they're in hot ass clothes. People are wearing coats. I'm like in the sun, 90 degrees. It didn't make any sense, but they've been adjusted to a certain that heat is not as harsh, or it's not
Right.
hard to just I would say adapt to it. And
Okay,
that
so-
manner where I understood why they can wear heat. As I was drinking, yes, I was drinking a lot of water.
Right.
That's and you see that everybody is drinking a lot of water, so it's understandable that even if they eat meat and stuff like that, they're constantly flushing themselves out because they have their fruits, they have their water, they're drinking, and they're constantly drinking water, which not a lot of Americans do out here. They're constantly drinking water.
So it's not that humid out there.
It's not humid. It's not humid.
Right, there it is.
It's a different type of heat. It's
Yeah.
just not the same.
It's a different type
It's
of heat.
not the same. You can sustain it. You can live off of it. It's
Yeah.
a heat that I feel that anyone that goes there, you will adapt to it very quickly, and you wouldn't feel like it's killing you. So.
Nadira Muhammad, Tropical, she said, best pineapple in the world. I hear after tasting it, and she said, yes, it was very tasty. And then she talked about a Thai restaurant. Who want to talk about a Thai restaurant that y'all went? What's the Thai restaurant y'all went to?
The Thai restaurant, I went there like 3 times. I mean, but it's funny because it was good. I mean, again, I appreciate the fact that the food the Thai restaurant didn't taste the same like it tastes in America. The Chinese restaurant didn't taste the same, though they have it in there is weird, but that's just how colonism is. They're bringing themselves in, and we're not, we're letting ourselves being taken out, so that's what it is. But the food there was a way better quality that I have ate out here in the States. And, I appreciate it to be able to see, I didn't know they had a Thai restaurant out here. So I didn't know they had this and that. I'm thinking that I'm about to just see, we have the ideology that, everybody is just eating fufu and using their hands. And yes, that is the case in many parts, but it's not the overall status of how people eat. They have sporks, they have spoons, they have knives, they have all these same things that we may see in our own states. But we are given the idea that, everybody's eating off their hands, everybody is living like a savage, and it's a lie. It's a lie.
And those that are just tuning in, thank y'all very much for coming to King Simon Presents. I'm speaking with one of my seeds, my son here, Prince Emagine, who is just came from Africa and telling us his journey, but also he's also a musician of a high caliber, and he's definitely got an event coming up on the 29th, correct? That's yes, a professional of a high caliber. That's a high caliber. And you got an event at Nicholas Brooklyn on the 29th at the what is called Chocolate
Experience. Yes.
Right. And I know it's you and another sister that's going to be performing. I see featured.
Thai Blue. Yeah, so it's me and Thai Blue that will be co-singing for some duets. That couple of songs just so y'all can marinate and sit back and chill and relax.
Y'all gonna go back in time, or y'all gonna do new stuff?
We're going back in time, y'all. We everything is in the oldie, which is the goodie.
What's up with Fire and Desire? You gonna hit that or what? What's that? You gonna hit Fire and Desire? By Rick James and Tina Marie, son.
We didn't go that far back.
That's 80. That's 80.
We went back, but we didn't go in that realm because Rick James was Rick James.
He was Aquarius like us. He was Aquarius.
Yeah. I'm sure I could sing it, but I didn't pick that song. Nah.
Okay.
We got some Luther. We got some Luther in there. We have
Of course.
We have some Avant, we have some Usher, we have some, new stuff, new and old mixed in.
And I think there's going to be other performances that's going to be in between all of
Right,
this too.
right. They have karaoke going on. They have karaoke duets going on, as well as games and stuff like that, and food vendors and all the other stuff that's going on.
I'll see if I can pass through because I had something to do that night, but I got to see if I can pass through that day. I'm here looking at my calendar now, and yes, I'm supposed to be going to this healing circle. Okay, we're constantly healing, brother. So, so now that I just mentioned healing, what type of healing did you feel you received from going there and hitting the motherland as soon as you landed? What kind of healing? Were you anticipating? Were you suffering? Did you have any anxiety before you land? How was it going on for you?
Landing, everything was cool. It was a very it felt like a very calm win. I mean, when you entered Ghana anyway, they introduce you with love. They bring you in with love. They had this band playing and singing to you, welcoming you. So it was very nice to get that experience of welcoming, like, hey, we're waiting for you. I mean, because I was there during the year of the return, like December 23rd.
Right.
Coming in, it's nice. It's a very nice gesture, I felt, to be coming in and, like, it's your first time here, and even if you been there before, for them to have a welcoming party for you, that brings in that feel good feeling that, oh, okay, this is real life, like, a place where I am welcome,
Right.
But
right.
in regards to, like, some of the things that I felt, it was very surreal, because I was having dreams in regards to my life out here in the States, of things that I haven't been taking care of, or things that I need to take care of. So they was coming vividly. I'm like, why am I having back-to-back dreams of things that I haven't touched bases on, that I need to touch bases on, and things that I've been avoiding. I've been avoiding, and it was keep reappearing in my dreams. And I'm like, wow. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, and I touched base on everything that that came up, but I see, as we all understand, when it comes to healing, no matter how much we run, it will always come back to show us that the time is always now. And it was, again, I was keep having vivid dreams in regards to things that I need to work on, as well as parts of me in the past that I need to let go. And the hardest thing in a lot of individuals that are going through their healing process is the process of letting go, because letting go, it tells you that that you are not that person that you were during that time, and that in order to now become the newness of you, you have to accept the fact that the old part of you is not does not serve you anymore.
And being that was your first journey, it kind of opened up your heart to a new form of healing, you're saying?
That as well, because again, it was able to show me, again, I never felt, as a man, I never felt that safe. I never felt that safe. I never got that chance to feel that type of security, to understand how to now provide that type of security for a future family, or just for myself in another place, and to be that calm in situations, it gave much to me in regards to, how I can move forward and what I can do now to recreate that experience. I never felt so at peace, and it filled a part of me that I needed. I understand, like I said, back to what I was saying about Nipsey Hussle and all the people that have been to Africa. I know for a fact that everyone that touched there, and everyone that will touch there, you will now understand the concept of what they say. Once you know where you come from, there's never a day where you don't know where to go from there.
And those that are just tuning in, welcome to King Simon Presents on YouTube. I usually do numerology and break down different things, and I've interviewed so many people, but this one is special. This is a special one because it is my first son online. It's my first. He's you're 31 now, right? 31.
Yes, 31. Yeah,
31 years of age. Now his birthday, he passed his birthday in January. Of course,
right.
you see the title, Prince Imagine, the Motherland, and his musical journey with King Simon. So
Hmm.
I'm proud of him. Like any mother or son can be proud of son, or father can be proud of their son. And I'm just watching his growth and watching his journey. And we've had very sensitive conversations in our private time, which was
True.
needed
Yeah.
because I let people know this on my line before that I wasn't in that his life that much because I left a community. And those everybody out there knows the community of Ansars and New Orleans. I've been down that road, and I promised myself never to join a community again because of what I've went through in these communities, whether it was the Nation of Islam and all that. But I'm proud of his continual growth and development and the willingness to heal, like I was willing to heal with my father, and his willing to heal with me and whatever else has happened in his life. Because I understand healing is important. And even going back to Africa and learning and finding your connection there is a healing process. And everything, I want people out there to understand that everything is a process. They're saying my internet is
Mhm.
unstable, but they say
Right.
everything is a process. And once you recognize that there is a process, it's not a 1 day event, it's not a 2 year event,
Right.
it's not even a 10 year event. Sometimes it's a continual process in a society like this, you know. But I'm glad that you've been helped, brother. I'm glad that you've been helped. You've taken Reiki, you've studied numerology, you've studied astrology. You do it all, brother. People don't know
Hey,
he
I
does
got,
everything. He studied
I got
everything.
it. You have a big library right behind you. I mean,
Yes, yeah. And
you have a
that's
big
just a little
library.
bit. That's just
You
a
have a
little
big
bit.
library. You have a big library that I was able to, absorb that when I got up there back in 2011 and took the
Right,
time to listen. And then from the events that you put out, I mean, the
right.
information, it's a win-win situation when you take the time to stop and look at what's really happening,
And,
and
I
information is
mean, and
power.
that's interesting because you said from 2011, and you was in your 1 year cycle, which was a new beginning, new
Right.
new this, new that, new expansion, new mindset, new thought. And I know you've been getting knowledge, especially you living in the community. But when you start to expand your knowledge into other fields, it makes what you've learned since you was a child even much more. And
Right.
that's what I'm proud of your journey and you teaching
Thank you.
yourself how to play guitar and the piano too. What was it?
Yes.
And
Yes. Yes.
what else?
That,
Any other instruments you learned? Now we're gonna be going into this
I
music
mean, back
segment.
when I was younger, man, I mean, that's, it was the xylophone. I mean, that's when we played for the Nutcracker and stuff
Right,
like that.
right.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, different instruments, flutes, back in when you had chorus in younger
Right.
schools.
And the
But
drums too.
yeah,
You play the congos
the
too, right?
drums,
Like
I'm learning right now. I'm learning the
okay,
drum. Yeah.
okay,
Mhm.
okay. But didn't you play the congos like
The
the
xylophone, yeah. The
okay.
xylophone I played, but never played any of the African drums, anything that of that nature as of yet. I'm learning those.
Right, because I know in the community they used to go. Doc was very good at the congos. He was
Yes.
very good, and his brother Oba. They used to have drum circles when I was there back in my younger days. And I was 17 when I went into that community.
Hmm.
And one thing I like to ask is when you was living when your mother was going through the musical industry, because she was going through music, how did you receive that when you used to hear her going out to sing and all that? How did you receive that with your moms doing that a lot? Because you didn't know I was doing a lot of that, so
Right.
it had to be from your moms. How did
Right.
you receive it?
I mean, I used to be astonished. I can remember when I was younger and she bringing us to the studio, just me and my older brother, or it was just me, and I was astonished, and I didn't know at the moment what I wanted to be then, but I used to be listening to her during her sessions and be trying to sing what she was singing, or I'm hearing the note and saying, "Ooh, I wish I can do that," and not knowing that I could, you know even though it's part of my genes.
Right,
But
right.
because I first started doing painting, and where I won a competition, and
Mm-hmm.
they put our stuff in the museum in Washington D.C. But yeah, it was through that process. I mean, where I got a little more hungry, because I wanted to. I had something to prove, during those times. And I wanted to show my mom and as well as yourself that I was worthy. That was my, my way to adapt to the changing situations and grow. I
Yes.
stayed humble.
And that's what's important, which I want to share with the audience is that music has been in my family for years. My father was a primary DJ who used to get import music from out of Jamaica. So he was a DJ. And my mother was a singer as far as church and all that, but also my father's now singing more in church also. But he was a DJ that was a promoter and all that kind of stuff. And what's so ironic, then he passed it on to my cousin. He had his own little nightclub in the basement of our house in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. And then my cousin took it, and then I took it to a whole nother level because they didn't do. And this is how I'll tell you that the children's supposed to take it to the next level. And Prince is taking it to the next level where I've interviewed every artist in the Caribbean as far as the people that of the 90s and all that. I've known the Buju, the Beanie Man, and all the Shaggies went to school with him and all that kind of stuff. And I was interviewing all these people on my television and radio show and doing major things. I can actually say $1 million have passed through my hands. I really can say that because I've helped a lot of these artists get to where they are. And his next level, he's the next generation, and it's at 30s. In the 30s is when I really started taking off in the club life and all that. So I'm expect to see him carry this in his 30s strongly, because these are some of his greatest years, and beyond. This is it. And that's where I'm going to see. As long as he keeps on focus and stay focused, he's going to be all right. I already know that. He's going to be all right. I already know that. So please understand that I do numbers for not just for myself, but for them to understand. And most of them come to me for different things and readings. And give to Ashley, because Ashley's birthday is tomorrow. We're going to be hanging out with her. That's my first daughter out of all of the 3 daughters. That's my first daughter. And we're going to be having a good old time at this comedy show at Lindenwood Diner. So if y'all want to pull up, you can hang out with us. That's a good friend of mine that hosts that show. His name is Ray DeJean. So I can't wait to see Dean Edwards. And we're going to have a good time. Showtime starts around 8:30. We got to be there around 7 o'clock to sit down and chill. But like I said, I'm very proud of each and every one of them. Each and every one of them have their own talents. And let me explain something to y'all. One time with me and Prince was at Queen of Fool's house some years ago. And Ali said something crazy. His son said, "Yeah, I want you to take over your father's thing." And he said, Prince said exactly what I was about to say. He said, "I want to make a way for myself." And I said, "That's what I'm talking about. I want him to do him. I want him to do his talent, what he's supposed to do. You don't force your children to be you. I'm not trying to live vicariously through my son. I'll invest in what he wants to do and contribute. But I want them to be their self and grow into the greatness for them, because he's not going to do the same thing I did. He's not going to be on the same stages that I've been on unless it takes him there as far as R&B. But as far as reggae is concerned, I went down that road. He's doing R&B. He's doing everything. He's not just doing reggae. He did it all. So I can't be mad at him. But like I said, I'm very proud that you're doing that. And like I said, people, share this kind of video with your children and share this with your siblings or your young ones that might be doing business. Also, you got a recording studio. There's a recording studio back of you now. Let's talk about the music, my brother.
Okay.
So you got a lot of stuff coming out.
So here we at Green Studio, where you can see a little bit of it. But I'm a recording engineer, so if you're trying to make some music, talk to me. But what I do, again, as you said, I'm a multi-talented individual, or I say spiritual healer, in regards to music or in regards to creation, creativity or my imagination. Hence why I call myself Prince Imagine. Prince, imagining to be a king. That's it. It's my rites of passage to become king. And sooner or later, I'll be my king. I'll be the king once I have the foundation laid out to be a king in my, my suit, in my realm, So, but in regards to music, Yes. Right now, I will tell y'all one big thing that I'm doing, and that is I'm working on a 14 language album where it's 14 separate languages, different
Mhm.
languages, in
Mm.
one album composed into one, and that's gonna come soon. I can't, so, but that's
Powerful.
one of the biggest aspirations to complete before I leave this journey, for the next chapter of generations. And
Mm.
in regards to the styles of music, you have pop, you have country, you have um, reggae. You have all these styles that I'm listening to create my own genre, whether it's going to be sung through me or whether it'll be sung through someone that I manage in the near future. But
Mm.
I know that through the aspect of working through the craft as well as going through the sounds to find those particular sounds that are hitting in my ear that I can't really explain.
Right.
The mission goes forward in regards to music. Yeah, there's a lot of songs that's coming out that you'll be hearing when it comes to different sounds. You're going to see
Mm.
different types of sounds and different ways of how I can express myself because art became my expression. In
Mm.
dancing, I was able to release my anger. In painting, I was able to cry. In singing, I was able to communicate. In writing, I was able to just put my thoughts down. So it's been many avenues in where I've lacked in communication, but there was art that allowed me to communicate if I
Mm.
didn't come across the right way that I wanted to. So I may have put it in a song, hoping in our aspect, because in everything that we do, it has to start for us first. So if it doesn't help you or doesn't heal you, it's not doing the job that it needs to do. And in relation to my music, it was ways to allow me to release a lot of the stress, whether it was an anger, whether it was sadness, whether it was me being happy, or whether it's just me being depressed. I use these different types of avenues of art to allow myself to be expressed in the
Mhm.
way that I wanted to be expressed. And I'm still doing that, and I'm still learning, and I'm still growing from those particular aspects of myself through art, because that was the only thing that I had, why I call again myself Prince Imagine. All I had was my imagination. And
Mm.
my imagination allowed me to release a lot what I was feeling through art.
Right, right. I mean, that's powerful, and I'm glad that art is one of your release. I mean, you're number five, so it's multiple things
Right,
that you don't do. There's so much you have to offer the world, and that I see you have to offer the world, whether I'm here on Earth or not. I
right,
see it. I already see it. All you have to do is just get it, and it's right there. And I know it's right there. It's right there. It's right at your hands. And I see even when you talk to me about certain things and your imagination, your dreams, and all that kind of stuff, your visions, you see it so vividly, and you're working in the time and the cycles, and that's good for you. And I suggest that with everybody out there, you got to find what your children or what your family members, what time and cycle they're in. That's why I do numerovation. I couldn't stay in the lane of just numerology, quote unquote. I had to create a lane. So by studying through motivational speakers throughout my life, I've worked with Les Brown for a whole month and all kinds of stuff, and incorporating the motivation into my sessions. That's why I named it Numerovation. And to see my own seed or my own blood doing what he knows from studying himself and studying us and studying everything around him. It's a wonderful thing to see in real time in this realm. It's a wonderful thing to see that. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? And all of you that have children or plan on having children need to at least chart them, understand their astrology, understand their numerology or their cardology or their cosmophysics, understand all of that so they can be at least guided. I wish I knew it from early, and I could have been at least a better guide for myself as well as them. But it's never too late. I'm still here and I'm still alive. I'm
right,
still doing what I'm doing. I'm still staying on top of my game and what I'm
mhm,
doing. And I think all of us as family are developing some type of unconditional love, because when you develop unconditional love, there's nothing that we can't stop and nothing that we
right.
can't not do. Nothing
And
that we
I
cannot.
and even in the aspect of going back into numerology and going into the different types of sciences that there are, understanding that you know, even in the process of my life and our relationship with me and you,
Yes, sir.
would I be the person that I am today if I didn't experience what I experienced, you know, in my family as a youth? I wouldn't be that person. If you was
Right.
there, would I've been able to acquire the skills that I've acquired now? And
Mm.
what I've been able to now, you know, in the matters of healing that, you know, me and you are still conducting and intertwining in, would it would it have, you know, created the space, I would say, to where, you know, our bond is happening now? You know, it wouldn't, you know, and I appreciate, you know, because I understand that, you know, even if we don't, not all, you know, can, you know, come to the concept that we may do just choose our life and choose the parents and choose the way that we wanted to experience it. I am appreciative of, you know, the experiences that I received, because I love, I would say more so, I love my heart. I love, you know, the way that I think. I love the way that I move. I love everything about me in this moment, because I couldn't see anything else. You know, I can't see me being anybody else based off the experiences that I've gained. You know, and if I didn't have those experiences, you know, right now I would miss this me. You know, just because. You know, but I'm appreciative of it, and I'm here because of that. I am Prince Imagine because I've went through these experiences, and I hope that anybody that's going through their experiences understand that nothing that we're given, whether it's hard, whether it's easy, is given to us if it wasn't meant to be given to us, because we all have, you know, a mission and a I'll say an important task to complete, you know, to now show and reveal the great potential within ourselves that now allows others to see their potentials in themselves. Because without, you know, us, you know, being our full self, how will we know, or how can we more so inspire or aspire the next individual to be their full selves if we're not being our full selves within the experiences that we've learned, you know? So yeah.
Mm. Very good, very good. And I like Sister Mur said that your Prince Imagine is so profound. Go ahead, Prince. Sister Mur is on here with that knowledge. Yes, yes, yes. He is very profound, isn't he? That and that is the truth. He's working and doing what he has to do to be his very best, and everything counts. Everything around him counts, and that's powerful. Now, can you? I don't know if you could play any little bit of music or samples. I don't know if you can. I want it to sound better. It's better not to do it because I want it to sound good, and it won't sound probably too clear over
I
here.
mean, I can play a beat, but if y'all can hear it, y'all can hear it. I mean,
Right.
so so I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there's different sounds that is coming. So I mean, I don't know how well of a, you know, of a piece of, you know, information that gives you for, you know, what's to come, but there's a lot of sounds and a lot of collaborations that I've done with some great big giants of their own, some big stars and big people that's doing big things in their communities as well, and big things for their own artistry that will be coming out very soon, man. It's I'm appreciative of the people that's helped me, like Sister Mur, like Joshua Saraf, like Basha, like Nasir, like so many people that's came across in this studio to help me manifest different types of creations that I soon will be releasing, because the time is always now, you know. So
That's
it's
right. That's
always
right.
about the present moment. It's always about what we can do right now, not just for ourselves, but for the people that are engaged with us, that,
Right.
you know, help
Right.
us be who we are at our best at every moment, you know. And I'm thankful because I wouldn't have created these visions if it wasn't for the inspirations that people given me or the encouraging words that people have given me to continue doing what I do, or the prayers and the love that people send me, throughout my day, or throughout, the times that we get to experience each other, and when we cross paths. And I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love, because I am here and I'm who I am today because of the love that people have shared to me, and the people and the gifts that people have bestowed upon me to allow me to, express that love back,
That's that's powerful, brother. And before we finish, I just want to make sure you shout out all, I've been posting, of course, your Cash App, but I want you to shout out the website if you have any websites, and and shout out any other things you want to shout out any coming up projects that people need, or events you got coming up. Please shout that out before we finish. Anything you want to shout out? Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Shouting out again, Prince Emagine, Falsetto King. I appreciate you, Sister Mir. I want to give you a shout out on that. Green Studio. You can check out some of my some of the sounds, some of the graphics and things of that nature that's coming out. That's soon to come out, and that's have already came out on greenstudionyc.biz or greenstudionyc.com. When it comes to some of the music that I've came out with, sample songs and stuff like that, you have the SoundCloud at Prince Emagine, Facebook, IG Prince Emagine. There's a lot of things coming out. I have books. Yes, I'm trying to get to my pops level. Yes, I got some books coming out. I have, I have songs. I have a lot of songs coming out. I have a lot of songs coming out. November, I'll be back in Ghana. If you're interested in going and just checking it out, we are going to invest in land. We're going to have our own village. That's a 100% fact in that regards. I'm pumped. I'm excited in that respect. If you want to learn more information, you can hit me up online, email, whatever you have to do. But yeah, keep moving, keep making it happen.
Exactly. So, and your iCloud, your SoundCloud is what?
Prince Emagine. Everything Prince Emagine.
Everything Prince Emagine. So you can Google him up. You can Google him up like you could Google me up at King Simon Productions and Prince Emagine. He's doing his thing, and I'm like again, love you, man. Love you
as well. Thank you.
I'm glad you're doing the work, man. Let's turn it up. Let's turn it up. If you need me to invest or help or be a part of the journey, I'm here. You know what it is, my brother. Look out for the work we got coming, because I got something coming into that studio.
Oh, yeah. You just got to come to the studio. And for everybody that's out there that's checking it out, if you're trying to do a collaboration or you need to get some work done, whether it's
the website.
Check us out, greenstudionyc.biz. You can see some of the songs that we've mixed and mastered and recorded and things of that nature, as well as we're in a nice space out here in Williamsburg. So we got some space in Brooklyn. We have a space in Manhattan, and soon to have some spaces down south. So say
the website slowly so I can put it up. Green Studio what?
greenstudionyc.biz.
greenstudionyc.biz, right? B-I-Z? That's it?
B-I-Z, yes.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah, or greenstudionyc.com. But you'll get to see some of the things that we're doing, as well as where we're expanding in regards to the business. But right now we have 2 studios, a big one in Manhattan, and we have this one in Williamsburg, Brooklyn.
Okay, beautiful. Well, you be safe out there. I'm gonna see if I can make it after I do my event after I go to this healing event on Saturday. See if I can make it down. If I can't make it, I hope somebody will be on Instagram or Facebook doing it live.
I'm sure we'll be. Chocolate Experience, y'all. We have that going on Saturday, 7 p.m.
And that's an interesting night, because that's the 29th, and that 29th only comes around every 4 years. And as a matter of fact, that's a master number day. And that's called the Sadie Hawkins Day, because it was Sadie Hawkins that actually, back in the day, that on that day, Sadie Hawkins was the first to go ask a man to dance instead of the women asking the woman to dance. Instead of the man asking the woman to dance, it was Sadie Hawkins that was the one that initiated a dance with a man instead of waiting for him to ask her. So very interesting day in history about that day. So I'm glad y'all gonna be doing it on that day. It's a powerful day. All right.
Yes, and duets. That's the thing. Duets.
That's right. Yeah. All right, man. Love you.
And I love you too. Everybody, thank you. Peace. Love y'all.
I'm gonna close out. Yeah. All right. That's my son, Prince Imagine. You know what it is. He's doing his thing. He's on fire. He just came back from the motherland. He's doing what he got to do. Also, big up to Asma that just came in, Sister Mer, Nadra. So Asma's another excellent singer. I'm gonna have to put her with my son to see if they can do a duet because I know he would turn. He's into that duet stuff. He know how to rip it up. And like I said, I got a lot of shows, a lot of events coming up. I don't stop. That's where he gets it from. That's where all my children get it from. We don't stop. Ain't no stopping. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. So I'm gonna be, of course, I'm gonna be at, of course, the big debate coming up on March 22nd at St. Francis College with Brother Jabari, Brother Garfield, Captain Cesariak, and Minister Dr. Vince Bantu happening at the St. Francis College. And of course, we got the 2-day special with the one, the only Professor James Smalls, historian, bodyguard, consultant for the Godfather of Harlem, featuring Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker even bigged him up on the Breakfast Club. Professor Smalls, that's what he called him. We're doing a private all-day workshop Q&A on April 18th on a Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. with an hour lunch break. Of course, Pastor Mama returns. We'll be providing the vegan food. Sister Asma will be providing the vegan food. Only 55 to 60 people allowed. 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Get ready to learn. Bring your notebook, pads, and pen. Advanced love gift is $77 until April the 4th, and then $99 after. And that's going to be big. Make sure you go to KingSimonProductions.eventbrite.com for that. That's KingSimonProductions.eventbrite.com. And then the next day, that Sunday, will be a public event which holds like 80 to 100 people at Nicholas Brooklyn Bookstore. That will be a 3-hour event. Children are free, but between the ages of 0 and 17. And of course, elderly, come on out. It's $25 in advance, more at the door. If you want to pay for both events and you want to be at both of them, you get a discount if you want to be at both of them, but you have to text me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. So you can at least be on my Cash App and PayPal list if you want to be at both events for Saturday and Sunday. And I'll give you a $10 to $15 discount, really a $10 discount, and then you'll be in the house on you get on my Cash App and PayPal list. Also, in the month of May, my brother Rich, who I just did a show on, Brother Rich at Black Magic 363, me, myself, Lloyd Strayhorn, and Brother Rich, we tore it down with the numerovation, numerology, and all the esoteric knowledge dealing with the numbers. We tore it down just recently at 4 o'clock all the way to 6 o'clock. Go check that video out on Black Magic 363. But also, Brother Rich has a special workshop with the one, the only author. Do I have his book up here? I have it somewhere else. It's somewhere on my list always. Author of course, the compendium of Emerald Tablets, the one, the only forbidden knowledge himself, Billy Carson, will be doing an all-day workshop with Brother Rich. Believe me, the stakes are high. It's going to be powerful. Stakes are high. It's going to be powerful. It's an all-day workshop, manifestation workshop. And then after that, he will be connected to the people that's in the audience for 30 days, showing you how to manifest and do subconscious manifestation, because this brother is doing magnificent things on Gaia. He's on all the science networks. He's on Dame Dash TV. So Billy Carson, our brother, is coming in. He's going to tear the place down on May the 23rd at a location to be announced. I think I'm going to be helping Rich with that location. And don't forget, in the month of June, bang, on the 20th of June, I got my boy Lloyd Strayhorn, my sister Quiet Storm, the astrologer, and myself will be dropping a big astrology and numerology workshop, how to take the numbers and astrology to the next level, not just the basic stuff, but how to use it to the next level. That's how I'm going to delve in. I'm going to do it from my motivational, numerovational advice and breakdown. So make sure you're there. I think those tickets are $99 for the whole day. It's a 7-hour workshop. Only 55 people allowed. $99. I'm telling you, because I'm focusing on workshops and learning applicable information this year. I'm only dealing with that because I'm in my 7th personal year cycle. I'm going into my 25-year anniversary in promotion and productions in November, or I think in yeah, we're gonna do it in November, right before I leave town, because you know I always leave town for the winter. But we're gonna be doing it in November. So family, I'm telling you, you want to be at these workshops, because the main big seminar and all-day workshop is going to be at my 25th anniversary at the early parts of November before Thanksgiving. And I'm going to have a multitude of people, notebooks, pads, pens, people going to have to be learning. And we're going to have right there interactive application of the sciences that each one of those teachers that I'm going to bring in are going to teach. And I want y'all to be in the building, especially in November for my 25th anniversary in productions and promotion coming up. That's going to be big. And 25 years, so I'm moving to the next level after that. There's something else that I got planned to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So please have a great day, afternoon, and evening. Please share this video, because it's very important, very good points that my son made. And I got a lot more interviews. I got Professor Smalls coming in. I got Baba Kaba Hiawatha coming in. I got, I think I'm going to interview Brother Jabari, and I'm going to interview, I think I'm going to interview Captain Tazaria, just to prepare for Sanetta's thing. And of course, don't forget, March the 28th, I know I have that flyer, March the 28th at the Schomburg Center. The premiere of the Happy documentary is coming out. And that's going to be featuring some major people. Let me see, major people. Let me see the flyer. The flyer is here somewhere. Okay, great. It's the Happy film premiere and panel discussion. And that's going to be, and it's called Happy, the role of economics on the development of civilization, featuring Jabari Osaze, Charles Barron, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Mandy Bowman, and Dr. Patrice Newton. $25 tickets, Eventbrite, happyfilms.com, Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture at 515 Malcolm X Boulevard, New York, New York. I'll be interviewing either Dr. Leonard Jeffries, and I'll be interviewing Jabari Osaze, and of course, Patrice Newton. And that's happening Saturday, March the 28th from 6 to 10 p.m. at Schomburg's Library and Schomburg Center in Manhattan. And that's happening on March the 28th. So we're in the building. We're going to be doing all this type of stuff. So big up. Big up to Copper Child Mike. What's up? I'm wearing Copper Child Mike stuff. Look at that. This is Copper Child. Copper Child, I got to let you know, because Greyhound misplaced my bag. I lost my my hat with King Simon was on it, it's gone. So if you can make me another one by the time Sonetta's debate is coming up, please make me another one, and I'll pay you for it if I have to. But I need a King Simon hat, black, if preferably black, cotton, say King Simon, because Greyhound misplaced my bag in my critical cycle. So I had to deal with that. I'm still waiting. And in 90 days, for the next month, if I don't get my bag, if they don't find my bag, I will be compensated for everything that was in that bag, because I always have a list of things in my in a list of things that's in my bag and the cost, so I can get my compensation right. So it is what it is. So Copper Mike, I need a new crown with King Simon on it, because that bag has been lost with Greyhound or misplaced. I'm trying to keep a positive attitude about it. If it's misplaced, they'll find it one day. Matter of fact, I might call them right after this. So look, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Hit me up on PayPal. It's King Simon. That's www.paypal.me/King Simon. Or you can go to my Patreon page. That's www.patreon.com/King Simon. Or my Cash App is Cash App ;$ King Simon 3158. Or you can go to the website kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or kingsimonproductions.eventbrite.com. And my social medias are King Simon Production at IG, King Simon Production on Facebook, King Simon Prod on Twitter, King Simon and MC Simon. Hit me up, and all of this stuff will be in the description bar after this. Thank you very much, Conscious Black Crystal Connection. Make sure y'all hit him up on Instagram or Facebook, or just Google up Copper Mike L. He got all of these beautiful hats. I got at least 1, 2, 3 right now that I still I didn't carry me, so I'm glad I still have them. But the King Simon one that he made for me, fire. Everybody loved that on the road. When I'm on the road with that, everybody loved King Simon on the road. So it is what it is. I'm staying focused. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love that. Please share this. Please share this. Please share this. And if any of the information that you received on this meant anything to you, please, please, please feel free to support my son. Of course, his Cash App is on here, and support me at any time y'all want. Love y'all. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening, wherever, on whatever part of the earth you may be. Peace. I'm out of here.